Okay, so hay makes the sound of breath when it's breathed out. So everybody say, and imagine that's what God did to form everything. He breathed out the letters of this alphabet that we're learning. So Genesis 2:7 says, "Then the Lord God formed the man of the dust from the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living creature." So there we have that hay in action. Hay is often attached to the beginning of a word, and I'm going to show this to you. Here we have the hay, and we have the word Adam. So when this hay is attached to the word Adam, which is man, it is the man. So hay is like a prefix. It's not like a separate word like we have in English. It will always be attached to the word that it is describing, okay? Here's another example. This is tree. You don't need to know these words. You don't know the letters yet, but this is the hay attached to the word tree, and it becomes the tree. Ha-ets, okay? Everybody understand that? So what word can the hay be if it's attached to another word? The. Okay? And it always will be attached. It won't just be hanging out there all by itself, okay? So now we're going to look at how to write this letter. Everybody ready? We're going to just make a straight line across, and then we're going to make a straight line down. Lift your pencil, and leaving a space here, you're going to make that little yud, okay? So let's do it again. Make a straight line across, straight line down, leaving a space, make your yud. Everybody got that? Why is that space important? This word means to behold. If you behold something, you have to see it, right? Well, here's the window that you see it through. So remember always to leave that space. That's the window that you see through. All right, now let's review the vowel point sounds. I don't even have them up there for you this week, so let's see if you remember. If you see any line, what are you going to say? Ah. So you're going to say ah, ah. When you see 3 dots, you're going to say in egg. If you see 2 dots, a in they. Let's do it again. Ah, a. And if you see the O up above, O, like the O when you see the beautiful moon. Okay, so those are our vowel points. Now, let's read some words with using those vowel points. And remember, we're going to read from top to bottom and right to left. So we're going to say the first and then the vowel sound. Okay, so we're going to say ha, ba. Let's do it again. Ha, ba. And that means next or coming, what's coming. Okay, so obviously this is the, correct? Because it's attached to this word ba. All right, then we're going to have, what does the 2 dots say? A in they, so we're going to have hey. And that's the name of this letter. So that's the name of the letter, and it means behold. Then we're going to have hey-d. Remember, the dalet says d, there's no vowel point, so you just say the sound of the letter. Ready? Let's do it again. D, and it means echo. And then, if you have just the hay by itself, which it never will be, right? It's always going to be attached to a word, but it means, and it says, and it can have different vowel points underneath it. It depends the first letter of the word it's attached to. So it may be hay, it may be ha, but it's going to be the. All right, what are we going to do next? Oops, we're going to drop that. The hay was made up of a dalet and a yud, right? But there's more than one way to look at that. Depending on the font, it can look different, and different rabbis have interpreted it differently. So I'm going to show you a different way to look at it. I'm going to show you that you can look at hay, and you can say, oh, hay is made up of a vav, and a yud. So if you take the number of each of those that they represent, a vav is a 6, another vav is 6, and the yud is 10, you get the total of 22. Everybody with me? All right, now look at this. And how many letters are in the Hebrew alphabet? 22 letters. So with the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet, God breathed everything that ever has been created. All right, so keep this in mind. Okay, so we have the number 22, all connected to the hay. Now, if you take the first 7 words in the Bible, which are the first 7 words of creation, I'm just going to read them in Hebrew and then I'm going to say them in English. So it's Breshit, bara, Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. And that means in English, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Okay, first 7 words of creation, right? Now look at this. If you take just the first letter of each individual of one of those 7 words and you put its numerical value to it, add them up, you're going to get 22. God breathed through that hay, through his breath, every letter of the Hebrew alphabet to create, and it all fits with the gematria of the hay when you look at the individual letters that it is made up of. The hay means behold. It also represents the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet that God used to breathe creation into existence. What sound does hay make? Good. When it's attached to the beginning of a word, what word is it? The. Excellent. And that's our hay.